We heard from Angel Reese today, and we heard from Tyler Marsh. Tyler Marsh, folks, let's send our best wishes to Tyler Marsh. He's about to be called every name under the book. Sellout, Uncle Tom. They didn't even think, they didn't have the forethought to even say, this is what our story is going to be, and we need to stick to it. This is what our alibi is going to be, and we need to stick to it.
The WNBA has launched an investigation into alleged racist comments, and the evidence behind it is surprisingly flimsy. Adding fuel to the fire, Tyler Marsh made a shocking revelation about what actually happened or didn't happen during the game in question. His statements have left many questioning the legitimacy of the claims and wondering if the coach just blew the lid off the entire controversy surrounding the league.
Actually something newsworthy said today in regards to the alleged hateful fan comments made toward Angel Reese during the Fever and Sky game on Saturday, because the Sky actually gathered for practice today and they spoke, and both the coach and Reese spoke.
In a statement that's sending shockwaves through basketball circles, Tyler Marsh admitted something that directly challenges Angel Reese's narrative. This raises a big question. Why is the WNBA launching an investigation based solely on social media chatter, with zero video or audio evidence? Instead of celebrating an incredible game, the focus has shifted to an incident seemingly built entirely on online rumors. So, what exactly did Marsh reveal, and what did Reese post on her social media that contradicts the victim image she's portraying? If you stand with the Indiana Fever, drop a comment saying, "I've got the fever," down below. Let's go.
The more notable comments came from Tyler Marsh, the head coach of the Chicago Sky. Here is what he said without further ado, which is probably the biggest bit of information, actual information we've gotten since this whole can of worms was opened, other than the actual statement.
Coach Tyler Marsh just blew the entire WNBA investigation wide open with 6 simple words. "I heard when everyone else did." That was his direct response when asked when he became aware of the alleged comments during the Fever Sky game. Think about what that means. The head coach of the Chicago Sky, who was on the sidelines the entire game, only learned about these claims at the same time as everyone scrolling through Twitter. Marsh went on to clarify, "I think it's something that we heard about, and so we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation-wise," underscoring that the investigation is based more on hearsay than first-hand knowledge.
Talk about investigation with your achievements with an investigation.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're, in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our game for hate. So we're compliant with everything that's going on.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
I think when everyone else did. I think that it's something that we heard about, and so. Again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation-wise.
The Chicago Sky organization didn't witness any of the alleged incident during the game. They're responding to the same social media posts that everyone else saw. Not a single player mentioned anything at any point, neither during timeouts nor during substitutions, highlighting that the claims weren't observed firsthand on the court.
Just a quick follow-up on it. Just because you coached in Indiana, did you ever have any issues with that while you were coaching there?
I think my focus was always on the team and on the organization and doing my job as best as I could. And so, that's kind of what it is.
Were you hearing this throughout the game or just at that moment?
Oh, I was concentrated on our team and what we were doing game plan-wise against Indiana. So.
Yet the WNBA launched a full investigation anyway. Their statement reads, "The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society. We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter."
Notice what's missing. Any mention of actual evidence. This game was nationally televised, with multiple camera angles capturing every moment. Courtside microphones picked up squeaking shoes, player chatter, and coach instructions, but somehow missed the multiple disparaging comments allegedly shouted from the stands. Not a single reporter sitting courtside reported hearing anything. No fans posted videos of the supposed remarks. And no one filed a complaint with security during the game. Everything about this investigation seems to rely on rumor rather than verifiable proof.
The telling admission is we found out, or I found out when everyone else did. When did you become aware? When everyone else did. What does that indicate? That the Sky did not know or did not hear anything in real time or see anything in real time. So that makes the Sky, that makes the Fever, that makes me, that makes everyone I talked to who was in the arena, everyone else who has spoken from the arena.
You're seriously telling me that in 2024, in a packed arena full of smartphones, not a single person captured any evidence of these alleged comments? The broadcast team didn't mention it. The commentators didn't address it. The in-arena announcer never warned fans about inappropriate behavior. Security wasn't alerted to remove anyone. So the big question remains, what exactly is the WNBA investigating? And on what basis?
That makes no cameras, no cell phones. So far, no nothing to substantiate the alleged hateful fan comments or fan misconduct or however you want to label it, which makes me question mightily what the investigation is based on. And I would love to hear on the record what the investigation is based on, because based on all the information we have, the leading theory has to be it's based on the social media nonsense.
Who really benefits from these allegations? The answer jumps out when you look at the scoreboard. Indiana 93, Chicago 58. The Sky were absolutely embarrassed on their home court, and Angel Reese was completely outplayed. Yet the WNBA took social media rumors and elevated them into an official investigation, without a single person at the game corroborating the claims. That's not just irresponsible, it's downright suspicious. So, what actually happened during those 40 minutes of basketball while these phantom comments were supposedly being shouted? Let's turn to the cameras and see what was really captured.
There was another post from an account that I think now went private or deactivated that alleged things were said to Reese, but no even proof that that person was there or not. Whether they were there or not, whether they saw or heard anything or not, nothing to back it up. And if that is indeed the case, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It really, really now seems like this is based on social media, and that the social media stuff was based on Sky fans online who couldn't handle getting the belt to the ass, who couldn't handle the beating that the Indiana Fever put out on the Sky there.
The entire narrative starts to unravel once you actually watch what happened on the court. With 4:38 left in the third quarter, Caitlin Clark was called for a flagrant 1 foul on Angel Reese. The replay clearly shows Clark making contact with Reese's arm while defending, causing Reese to fall. A physical play, yes, and arguably worthy of a flagrant. But that's basketball. What happened next is even more revealing. Reese immediately jumped up and confronted Clark. Not the stands, not the fans. Her attention was entirely on her opponent. If offensive comments had been shouted from the crowd at that moment, wouldn't her focus have been drawn toward the audience? Instead, her attention was 100% on Clark. Aaliyah Boston quickly stepped in between them, earning a technical foul while trying to protect her teammate, and Reese herself also received a technical for her reaction. The footage makes it clear that the confrontation was about the on-court play, not any alleged crowd comments.
After watching Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese and the aftermath, there is no way Angel Reese can continue the lie that she doesn't dislike Caitlin Clark. I know what hatred looks like. Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Not some basketball rivalry hate.
During the entire exchange, not once did any player point to the stands, alert officials about fan behavior, or show any reaction to alleged comments from the crowd. The coaches didn't approach referees regarding spectator conduct, and the officials never warned the audience or called security. Everyone's attention remained entirely on the on-court action. The body language tells the full story. Angel Reese was angry about the physical play, not anything external. The reactions of all players involved, Caitlin Clark, Reese, Aaliyah Boston, their teammates, and the coaches, were completely consistent with a normal basketball confrontation. Not a single gesture or movement indicated that anyone had heard inappropriate comments from the stands.
There is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her.
Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever were absolutely dismantling the Chicago Sky, eventually cruising to a 93-58 blowout. The 35-point loss was utterly humiliating for Chicago on their home court. The Sky were frustrated, outplayed, and outclassed in virtually every aspect of the game. When teams suffer defeats this lopsided, tensions naturally rise. Players get irritated and minor incidents can escalate quickly. It's human nature. In this case, the humiliation in front of their own fans directly contributed to the confrontation between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. The on-court clash was a reaction to being outplayed, not to any alleged fan misconduct.
The foul that Caitlin Clark put on Angel Reese tried to hit her. But if it wasn't for Aaliyah Boston putting her arms in the way, Angel Reese would not be playing basketball anymore because she was going to sucker punch Caitlin Clark.
So why would Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky focus on alleged fan behavior instead of addressing their poor performance? The answer is painfully obvious. It's far easier to claim victimhood than to admit being thoroughly outplayed by your biggest rival. What we witnessed on the court was simply competitive basketball. Two fierce competitors got physical, tempers flared, technical fouls were issued, and the game continued. But the story took a sharp turn after the final buzzer. The post-game narrative was completely different from what the cameras captured during those 40 minutes. Once the game ended, Reese took to social media first, resharing a TikTok that juxtaposed multiple photos of herself with an image of Caitlin Clark after the flagrant foul. The caption read, "White gal running from the fade," a street slang term implying someone was avoiding a fight. This post didn't just add fuel to the fire. It practically doused the entire situation with gasoline, framing the confrontation in a way that contradicted the actual on-court events.
Oh, Tyler Marsh is about to get run out of Chicago. First things first, let's hear what Angel Reese has to say. Let's hear Angel Reese. And if you guys pay attention, listen to her voice and listen to how she's on the edge of breaking down. Very funny.
Hate speech. Yeah, obviously there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA.
Let's also watch the nervous body language, the nervous twitching. Yeah.
Our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously, it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and I think they've done a great job supporting us in this.
How did it affect you Saturday, trying to do your job, trying to play, and having this going on simultaneously?
Yeah, obviously it's tough, but I think I have a great support system. I'm loved by so many people, and obviously in the moment it's hard to hear, but my support system is great.
Meanwhile, in a recent interview, Angel Reese played the victim card to perfection. She said, "Obviously, it's tough, but I think I have a great support system. I'm loved by so many people, and obviously in the moment, it is hard to hear." Notice how she immediately positioned herself as the wounded party, despite there being zero evidence that any inappropriate comments were actually made during the game.
I think the league's response is coming out right away and getting that investigation going.
Yeah, obviously, like I said, they understand that this is the priority. Obviously, there's no place for this, and they preach. I think 2 days before they put out no hate, no speech. And obviously, the women in this league, they know that, and know there's no space for that. And I believe that every player in this league deserves to be treated with respect and want to come to work and just have fun and have a great environment to work at. So I think they've done a great job putting that out, and we're obviously just going to respond as they need to.
Were you able to?
Damn, I really wish Angel Reese would talk and step up about all of her fans calling people all these nasty names. Oh, how being silent is such a blessing. Such a blessing it is to be silent and have nobody being critical of you.
In contrast, Caitlin Clark delivered a measured and professional response. When asked about the allegations, she said, "There's no place for that in our game. There's no place for that in society." Clark added that she personally didn't hear any hateful comments from fans, but trusted the league's investigation. No drama, no victim narrative, just calm professionalism in the face of controversy.
And like Caitlin said, she answered it perfectly. She said, "I didn't hear her say anything, but that doesn't mean anything happened." But now you know, when you have Caitlin saying that and Bree Turner saying what she said, which implied she didn't hear her say anything, and Stephanie White saying what she said, which implied she didn't hear her say anything, and Kyler Marsh saying he found out when everyone else did, and myself, and no one, you know, who was courtside, no cameras, no video, no nothing. What else were you supposed to think? Especially when the entire thing is vague, especially when the line of questioning to Angel Reese is vague.
This isn't the first time Angel Reese has manufactured controversy after being outplayed by Caitlin Clark. Remember the national championship game when Reese mocked Clark with a "you can't see me" gesture, or pointed to her finger to flaunt where her championship ring would be. Every time Clark outshines her, Reese seems determined to shift the narrative and redirect attention away from her own performance.
Those first few questions asked Angel what she saw or heard. Now, according to James Boyd of The Athletic, he said that she was later asked, were you able to give the WNBA details of where the general vicinity was? You heard stuff. And she said, that's not a me question, meaning it wasn't for her. Then later somebody asked, what would you like the league to do with those fans? And Sky PR interrupted, saying she already answered that.
While the Chicago Sky circled the wagons, the Indiana Fever organization stood firmly behind Caitlin Clark, while still condemning any form of hatred or disrespect. They let their basketball do the talking, and that 35-point blowout spoke volumes. What's truly disappointing is how this manufactured controversy has overshadowed a historic moment for women's basketball. The game drew 2.7 million viewers, the most-watched WNBA regular season game in 25 years. Instead of celebrating this milestone, the conversation has been hijacked by unsubstantiated claims that conveniently distract from Reese's underwhelming performance on the court.
But I really wish she would, you know, first someone would ask her, and then, you know, I think when she said it's hard to hear, meaning it's hard to hear as like you don't like to hear, or you couldn't actually hear. Just the whole vague aspect of it, and just kind of everybody just going along with it. When I don't know if there's anything to actually go along with.
The pattern is crystal clear. Whenever Angel Reese gets outplayed on the court, she sparks controversy off it. While Caitlin Clark focuses on improving her game, Reese focuses on building her victim narrative. One rises above the noise, the other creates it. The reactions from their respective fan bases make this contrast even more obvious. Who is actually fueling a hostile environment in women's basketball? A quick look at social media after this game tells the story. Reese's supporters immediately attacked not just Clark, but her entire fan base, making sweeping accusations with zero evidence. Search for yourself, and you'll find hundreds of tweets calling Clark's fans untoward names and demanding that Clark leave the WNBA, all over an incident that nobody at the game actually witnessed.
But right now, it is not a good look. It is certainly not a good look. Especially after the season just started and you get record ratings. You get record ratings. Caitlin Clark's back, playing awesome basketball, gets a triple-double. Fever looked great. And somehow, it appears a couple of Twitter trolls have completely dictated the coverage of the WNBA.
The WNBA's No Space for Hate initiative is being weaponized as a shield to protect Angel Reese from any legitimate criticism. Say anything negative about her game, and you're labeled a hater. Question the allegations, and you're deemed derogatory. It's a perfect way to shut down real basketball discussion, especially when your favorite player shoots for 16 in a 35-point blowout loss. Reese has built her brand on controversy. From her championship game antics to constant social media feuds, she's perfected the art of staying relevant through conflict. Every time Caitlin Clark outshines her on the court, a new off-court drama mysteriously emerges. Meanwhile, Clark just keeps making history on the hardwood, letting her basketball speak louder than any manufactured controversy.
Hey Angel, how is it like dealing with the environment of people calling you all those names? Oh, if it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. Oh, Angel, how did it feel? How did you push through that? Oh, well, obviously it's hard to hear. Wait, did it happen to you, or did you not hear anything happen to you? That's very interesting.
While everyone is arguing over unsubstantiated claims, the real story is the absolute basketball clinic put on by the Indiana Fever. Lexi Hall contributed 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 steals. Aaliyah Boston dominated with 19 points and 13 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell and Natasha Howard each added 15 points. Dana Bonner even became third in all-time scoring in WNBA history. The Fever as a team shot 47% from the field while holding Chicago to just 29% shooting. That's the real story, dominance on the court, not drama off it.
Angel Reese. Angel Reese, the WNBA came out and got ahead of any type of wrongdoing and are starting their own investigation. Can you please tell us what was said? Angel, can you please tell us what the fans said to you? Angel, can you please tell us what you heard when you were sitting at the check-in table? Angel, when you were acting like a complete unhinged lunatic, can you please tell us what the families of 4 were screaming at you from the stands? Oh, that's very interesting. I'm going to assume that this is a whole entire hoax. Is it not, Angel? Angel, do you think the WNBA is the most unserious basketball league in the history of the world? Next question. Oh, okay.
The numbers don't lie. The Indiana Fever out-rebounded the Chicago Sky 46-42, dished out 27 assists to Chicago's 14, recorded 13 steals, and forced 17 turnovers. In every measurable aspect of the game, Indiana absolutely dominated. Yet instead of focusing on this commanding performance, the conversation has been hijacked by social media screenshots and unverified claims. Is the WNBA allowing itself to be manipulated by drama? Ironically, this controversy coincided with the most-watched regular season game in 25 years, drawing 2.7 million viewers. While Reese's supporters fire off baseless accusations online, the Fever players are quietly doing what really matters, winning basketball games.
58 points. 30 whatever point win. Embarrassing. They got embarrassed, and now this reaction is embarrassing. I almost can't believe it's real.
The WNBA launched an entire investigation based solely on tweets. Even the Tyler Marsh admitted he only heard about these allegations after the game, just like everyone else scrolling through social media. That's not evidence. It's gossip. What actually happened? The Indiana Fever dominated the Chicago Sky in a 35-point blowout. Caitlin Clark and her teammates played with skill and class, while Reese and the Sky were thoroughly outplayed. As we look toward 2025, fans should celebrate the incredible basketball on display rather than manufactured drama. The Fever showed what winning with dignity looks like, while Angel Reese demonstrated what losing without accountability looks like. If you stand with Indiana, comment, "I've got the Fever," down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.